Hi everyone, again welcome back to my channel Unfinished Curious Mind. Today in this video we will try to understand or explore the important history or rather historical theory in the study of evolution, which is Lamarckism. This is one of the first major evolutionary theory which is proposed by Lamarck, Jean-Baptiste Lamarck. Although it was later disproven that Lamarck's ideas paved the way for future studies in biology or in anthropology. In this video, we will try to break down his key concepts, examples, criticisms, and try to look at Lamarckism from an anthropological perspective. So, let's dive in. Now, introduction to Lamarckism. Let's start by introducing the man behind the theory. So, Jean-Baptiste Lamarck, a French biologist who lived from around 1744 to 1829. Lamarck's theory is based on a simple yet revolutionary idea for its time, that organisms could change during their lifetime and pass those changes on to their offspring. This process of acquired traits being inherited is what we now refer to as Lamarckism. Now, this idea was groundbreaking in Lamarckism's time, uh, Lamarck's time, as it provided a clear mechanism for how species could evolve over time in response to their environments. Unlike Darwin, who would later propose natural selection, Lamarck, though believed that organisms actively adapted to their environments and passed these changes on. This is where Lamarckism differs significantly from the modern evolutionary theory, but we will get into that later. Now, talking about the key concept of Lamarckism, we have to look closer to two main principles of Lamarckism, which is use and disuse and the inheritance of acquired characteristics. The first concept of use and disuse where suggests that organs or traits that are used frequently by an organism will become stronger and more developed over time. Conversely, traits that are not used will weaken and eventually disappear. For example, Lamarck argued that giraffes developed long legs over generation because they stretched to reach tall trees for food. The second concept, which is inheritance of acquired characteristics, is the idea that these changes, like the giraffe's long neck, could be passed down to offspring. Now, Lamarck also believed that if an organism acquired a beneficial trait during its lifetime, it would pass that trait directly to its descendants. Now, these ideas were significant because they introduced the concept of adaptation to the environment. Now, as a driving force in evolution, environment is a driving force in a evolutionary history. But as we now know that the way traits are passed down is a bit more complicated. Now, taking about the examples which supports Lamarckism, to better understand Lamarckism theory, uh, we have to look at some of the example he used to explain his ideas. One of the Lamarck's most famous example in giraffe snakes, he proposed that early giraffe had shorter neck, but over generation, as they repeatedly stretched their necks to reach higher levels, their necks lengthened and these longer necks were passed on to the future generation. Another example of Lamarck, which he used to involve the blacksmiths. Since blacksmiths use their arms for heavy labor, Lamarck thought their muscle would be a stronger over time. He also believed that this strength would be passed down to their sons, creating stronger future generation of blacksmiths. Though these examples seems intuitive and at first they make sense. However, we now understand that genetic changes don't work this way. Which brings us to the criticism, of Lamarckism. Now we will look about the criticisms. While Lamarck's theory was influential, it was eventually disproven with the advancement of the genetics. As we are discussing in the previous slide, how this process get complicated and not a easily explainable. So, coming back to the point I was talking about, one of the key criticism came from August Weismann, who was a German biologist who conducted a famous experiment with mice. He basically did cut off the tails of several generations of mice and found that each new generation was born with normal tails. So these demonstrated that accurate characteristics like losing a tail were not passed down to offspring. The discovery of genes and DNA in 20th century further challenged Lamarck idea. Modern genetics show that the traits are basically inherited through genetic material which is unaffected also by the behavior of experience of an individual during their lifetime. Today we all know that evolution is driven by natural selection, mutation, and natural genetic recombination, uh, rather than inherited rather than inheritance of acquired traits. Despite its shortcomings, Lamarckism was an important stepping stone in the history of evolutionary thought. It encouraged many scientists to think about how species change over time, even though the exact mechanism were not fully understood at that time. Now, legacy and influence of Lamarckism from an anthropological perspective, I will try to make it. Uh, one of the key idea in Lamarckism environmental adaptation, which somehow resonates with how anthropology study human culture. In anthropology, we often look at how human society adapt to changing environment, whether it is through technological advances, social organization, or cultural practices. Now, Lamarck's theory, even though biologically outdated, uh, it highlights the importance of adaptation to the environment, a theme that is central to anthropological research. We also find a parallel between Lamarckism and cultural inheritance. While Lamarck believed in the inheritance of biological traits, anthropology study how skill, knowledge, behaviors are passed down culturally. For example, the idea that human passes on technological or social innovations to future generations echoes Lamarck's idea of passing on traits. Interestingly, modern epigenetics, where environmental factors which can basically influence gene expression, um, also offers a new twist on Lamarckism. Not only this, recent research shows that the environment can sometimes have an impact on gene expression across generations, which aligns with the Lamarck's broader idea of the environment and shaping the characteristics of future generations. So, in a conclusion, we can say that Lamarck's theory may not hold up biologically, but it has contributed significantly to evolutionary thought and continue to have relevance in anthropology, especially in understanding human adaptability and cultural evolution. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this video is helped you understand Lamarckism and its legacy. If you enjoyed the content or learned something new, don't forget to like my video, subscribe to the channel, and uh, for more content, comment below with your thoughts and questions. Until next time, I will try to provide and get back to the replies with you all. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so if you never miss an update. As always, leave your comments and question below. I would love to hear your thoughts and any topics you would like me to cover next. Thank you.